Good morning dear students. So this is part 2 of the chapter electricity. In the last video I explained you the definition of current, the direction in which the current flows and the direction in which electrons flow. Right? The direction of current is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. For current it is from positive to negative terminal of the cell, and for electrons it is from negative to positive terminal of the cell. So today we will study about potential difference. In the last video, I hope you remember that I gave you an example of reservoir, right? So it was something like this, right? Here there are two reservoirs, reservoir A and reservoir B. In reservoir A, the water was at higher level, whereas in reservoir B, the water is at lower level, which is why the water will flow from reservoir A to reservoir B. Okay, so now tell me, if this difference between the levels of water between the two reservoirs was not there, will the water flow? Obviously not. So this difference between the levels of water is necessary for the movement of water. Similarly, in the case of electrons also, there should be some difference. So that difference is created by a cell or a battery. I told you the functioning of cell. See, this is chemical 1 and chemical 2. All the electrons get shifted towards chemical 2, right? So this portion, suppose let it be point A and let it be point B. Fine. So point A is electron rich area, right? Whereas point B is electron deficient area. That's why electrons flow from negative to positive terminal, right? So the purpose of this potential difference is to make the electrons flow, right? Flow of electrons will lead to electronic current. That is why this potential difference is created, to give a definite direction to the flow of current. Otherwise, these electrons in the metallic wire, this is a wire, otherwise the electrons will be embedded randomly in the wire, right? That is why we connect it to a cell, so that electrons get a definite direction. So cell has some chemical energy in it, right? This chemical energy is used by the cell to make the electrons flow, right? So potential difference is denoted by V, and the formula for it is W upon Q, where W is work done to move a charge from one point to another in a circuit. Here Q denotes charge, W denotes work done to move a charge from one point to another. What will be the SI unit of potential difference? It's volts. Fine. How will you define 1 volt? This is very important question. How will you define 1 volt? 1 volt is the potential difference between 2 points in a current carrying conductor when 1 joule of work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to another. It's like this. 1 volt, putting in the formula, 1 joule of work upon 1 coulomb of charge. Fine. So I'm repeating again the definition of 1 volt. 1 volt is the potential difference between 2 points in a current carrying conductor when 1 joule of work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to the other. Now, there's a device known as voltmeter. We draw it like this in a circuit. This is a device, its name is voltmeter. Fine. This device helps us in measuring the potential difference in a circuit. And there's a device known as ammeter. This device helps us to measure the current in a circuit. Now voltmeter is connected in parallel with a device and ammeter is connected in series. Fine. I will explain you this in my next video, how these devices are connected with the help of a diagram. Next topic is Ohm's law. So there's a scientist, it's a name of German scientist. His name is George Simon Ohm. Fine. So this scientist found out the relationship between current and potential difference. So in this law you will come to know about the relationship between the current I flowing in a metallic wire and the potential difference, which is denoted by V, across the terminals. So he discovered that potential difference is directly proportional to current. Right? Now to remove this sign of proportionality, we must introduce some constant, right? And that constant is R. Now what is R? R is basically the resistance in a circuit. So resistance is the property with the help of which the flow of current can be resisted. Okay. Resistance is the property with the help of which the flow of current can be resisted. From here we can write as R is given by potential difference upon current. Now I will explain you how resistance is offered in a circuit. Coming to this diagram again. You all know that there are some electrons which are in a metallic wire. Suppose this is a silver wire, right? It has some silver atoms also in it, right? So, when these electrons are moving in a wire, these electrons can get collided with the silver atoms. So, I've just given you the example of a silver wire. Let it be any metallic wire. It will contain free electrons and some atoms of the same metal. While moving, the electrons will get collided with the atoms, and this is how the flow of electrons will be resisted, and in turn it will also resist the flow of current. So this is how the resistance is offered in a circuit. So I will send you the part 3 of the video soon. I hope you got it. Do send me your queries. Thank you.